it is Steph, Heather, and Mark, and we are here with Real and Raw Studios. Okay, so we are doing another episode, and we are going to do the empath life. So if you're an empath or you feel like you're, a highly sensitive person, I think they call those HSPs. Yeah. So I think
those are my initials, only backward, and mine's HPS.
Oh, you're at least you're not HPV.
Maybe. Wait, my daughter, she's Sid, SYD, Sydney.
Oh,
and when you
Sid.
would type her name, sometimes like it would autocorrect to STD.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So,
what are your initials?
HPS,
Your mom's a
HPV.
your
What
mom's
the
a real
hell?
bitch. Okay. All right. So we're talking about the empathic life. And
Yeah.
so we were talking earlier that Mark and I are super, super like high empaths, right? Like highly sensitive people. Like
Yeah.
we absorb everything.
Which is why you're really good at Reiki, too.
Well, thank you. But it's just, I don't know if you choose it. Well, that's a whole nother how it happens.
The whole other thing.
Yeah. And you still are empathic, but you're like, look, I'm kind of the selective empath.
Right. So they were talking about it, and I said, I don't know that I'm that extreme. I'm more like,
You're not that porous.
especially when it comes to animals and innocent beings.
Okay.
I was a vegetarian for a while, and I'm trying to do that again. I haven't eaten
Wait, you're like the exclusive empath. You are not like
I have a niche. I have a category of
Mark,
empath.
we're like, we'll take them all. We're like, nosebleeds, we got you up there. And you're like this.
I have
You're
like
I'm sorry. This is VIP bitches.
I'm
And
like, no, I got a little category compartment.
unless you have 4 legs, or
I can't.
the last
Fuck off.
name Kennedy, don't come see me.
No, definitely not Kennedy.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right. So anyway,
No, but I haven't eaten red meat in a long time, whatever. And if I see like a injured animal or let's say an old person that's vulnerable or some sort of really innocent vulnerability, that's where I'm just like,
you're drawn in.
Yes.
That's when your superpowers are like
super
I'm
empath with
I'm
that
gonna
stuff.
take the wall down. Now, Mark
Yes.
and I are wallless. We're like, woo! No, not really, but we definitely have more of a
Generalized.
masses empath.
Yeah.
Right? So
What does that mean?
that
exactly?
means we're porous, that we absorb. So what I have learned just about myself growing up, because it's like it was a people are like, oh, it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah, true it is. But if you don't know that's what you're working with, it is like people that are depressed 1 month, then they're fine. Like you ride these weird highs and lows. Your life is just full of them. Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't realize that you are being, you're put into a setting. Like I'll go to the grocery store sometimes, and if I'm not thinking about it, like I'll come home and I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. What was that? There might have been an altercation. There might have been not even an altercation. Somebody that, just a lot of bodies. And we're picking up. It's like we got this crazy antenna that says, hey, we're porous. We can absorb. We know how to ground this. And I'll come home, and if I need a nap, I'm like, oh my God, I was fine. So I had to learn through the years, like, wait, when you put yourself in these settings with anybody, but especially like crowded spots, oh my God, the energy. I would go home and need a nap. And my ex-husband used to say to me, he's like, oh my God, why are you such a homebody? He's like, you don't like to go out in crowds. Like, and I didn't know why then. I was like, I kind of feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a reclusive. No, didn't know what I was doing, but I was protecting my energy. I was refueling, because you get drained if you don't know how to sort of use this. It is a superpower. I feel,
Yeah.
It's a huge lie detector. Like you're really good at that, so you're picking and choosing. How I think you're probably letting your empathness work better for you than me. I think Mark's figuring it out, and I'm just starting to say, whoa, I can't give it to everybody. So,
Well, I was a critical care nurse for 10 years. And, you go into this like you're a nurturing person and something attracted you to nursing to begin with.
right.
And
Empaths love the service industries, by the way.
So I did this for a decade, and I'm still in a version of that, but it's more aesthetic. So it's, but I still listen to people and I hear their stories and I have felt drained, at the end of the
Right.
day, like, oh. But when you're doing like really hardcore medicine like that, where people are suffering and dying and families are crying, over time, you don't become callous. I use that word, but it's almost like you're not immune. But if you are, I think probably after a while, you're talking me through this because you're saying it. I think you have to develop sort of like
Defense mechanisms.
because if you're constantly feeling their energy and crying and absorb, you can't, then you're an ineffective nurse then at that
Well,
point.
then it like fills up and you have
And you
no
can't do
more.
it then.
No, then you become anxious and all
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Right. So I think you have to sort of like mature from that when it comes to that population, I think. Not mature, maybe evolve. I don't know the word. What do you think it is when somebody goes through that and then they.
Well, I think you learn how to cope. So these coping skills, I learned them as a child because I would, be in situations, and so what you learn to do. All of us are a little bit different, but I learned how to be a peacemaker. I
Yeah.
learned how to use self-deprecation as my biggest weapon when I was growing up because there'd be like a heated something or another going on in the house. And I was like, okay, I can feel the energy. Like as soon as my dad would walk in, the energy would shift.
Yeah.
And
From
the
like,
thing-
yeah, when you come home from work or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So
I
you would
could
know.
feel it. So what I
Wow.
learned how
Mine
to
too.
do was, and I think we hone in, especially if you're having to use skills or create skills at a young age. I remember being
Coping.
5 years old going, oh, daddy's not in a good mood.
Oh.
Okay, so what I have to do, this
Yeah.
is what I have to do. So I read the room, you read the energy, right?
Yeah.
And then you do
And it
what you
processes
can.
quickly.
Absolutely. And you go through it enough. And now I'm like, okay, I need to be funny.
Yeah.
I got to get this guy in a good mood so the rest of us
Aw.
are, so
That's a lot of pressure.
well, no, you don't even know you're doing it, right? And then you
Yeah.
just create. So somebody had mentioned to me recently, they're like, God, you're really like, you self-deprecate a lot. And I was like, oh, yeah, because it's how I diffuse situations. And I do it so often that I don't realize that that's what's happening. But like, I'm reading, like if there's an awkward moment, and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
or some tension.
Yeah. It's quick.
You're like, oh, and then I just cut that like almost with a knife, right?
Yeah, I like that's a
don't
skill.
know.
That's a
It's
skill,
a
but it's
skill.
also like it's natural, but it's also developed.
It is, and it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
But as a true empath, I think they say, the really sensitive one, it's a few percentage of the world that truly I mean, people are like, oh, I'm empathic. A lot of people might be, but the true percentage.
They want to be.
Well, I don't know. But I think it's just another one of those phrases that gets kind of thrown
Yeah.
around. It's because it's a debilitating thing. If you truly
Yeah.
are starting out, nobody has these skills at 2.
No.
Right. So it's a really rough sort of start. We need a lot of alone time.
Yeah.
We need a lot of alone time. And that's probably one of the biggest things.
Yeah,
for
I
me.
do that too. Yeah.
How about you, Mark? You need a lot of alone time? Oh, yeah. Like it's like reclusiveness, but and I don't care anymore. I tell people and they know me. Like, you know what?
I need to
tapped.
reach. Yep.
I'm
out.
tapped. I'm tapped out.
Yes.
Here you go.
Yeah.
No, I'm not calling anybody.
You do give a lot of yourself. I've noticed even, and I've known you a while, but I've known you in a better, closer to you in a shorter period of time, and you give a lot. You really give a lot.
Thank you, but so do you. And I think that's just that's how I want to be. But I also realize that there's a balance, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
You
a
can't
martyr.
do that
I'm
if
not
you're.
I don't want to be a martyr.
Yeah.
That's
No.
not my role.
No, that's ego.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But I think being empathic, the plus side is, oh my God, like you can sit here and have. So I had a Reiki client come to me, and he used to do drugs. Okay, probably still does. All right, but whatever. He shows up, and before he even gets there, I get this weird vibe, and I'm like, he's ashamed. Like he must be using again or something. He's doing
Okay.
something that I can now feel the energy shift before he even arrives.
Yeah.
Like something's going on. So he shows
Yeah.
up and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry I'm late. And he's, not making eye contact.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at him because I thought, I'm going to be honest with him, but I'm going to give him the grace. So I looked at him and
Yeah.
I said, listen, I just need you to know this. You never need to lie to me.
Yep.
You never need to lie to me. I understand life is hard. I understand that sometimes things happen in our life that we are ashamed of, or we're not proud
Yeah.
of. But I need you to understand, like, you never need to lie to me. We're good, okay? We are so good. And I could tell, like, it was my
Such a
way
weight.
of letting him off,
Yeah.
because I knew he felt bad about himself. But like, people that are empathic, they don't pick up those cues, right? He didn't tell me any of that, right? Now,
Right.
his body language, I was reading it, but I already felt it before he came.
Yes.
So I was able to sort of quickly think of,
Like
you know, I tap in.
Yeah,
I tap
yeah.
in, to that. So whatever. But it is a source of power, but it is also a source of draining.
Yeah.
And to find that combination, and I don't know, you're very selective. You've had like friends since like grade school, right? Like really close, a lot of friends, which that's cool. I mean, I have like 3 friends from high
I have a
school.
core group that I'm like close with. And I've had, years of different big groups of people. But as you get older and like wiser and sort of evolve, it's a lot of that dwindles, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are people that you hang with and like, but you're not going to say, let me tell you, bury the body with me.
Right.
Okay, whose car are we taking?
I know we haven't known each other for too many years, but guess what?
I can bury the body with you.
Oh no, I should. Be
I'm
on
not
that
for you.
Top 5 favorites.
You are, girl.
Because
You are, and I can feel it.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. But
I'll let you know later where we're going
all
tonight.
Right, perfect. You just send me the address
We're going to a couple stops.
on that burner phone I don't own. Okay.
Mark, are you coming?
He's like,
we need some muscle.
Yeah.
He knows where the rivers are.
Oh, good. Yeah, we are the city of rivers, right? Pittsburgh.
Oh, we got a lot of. It's a big selection here.
Right. Okay. Cool. So anyway, but the empathic life is really like when I started off as a kid, I was awkward. I could always feel so much, but not knowing that I was feeling that.
Right. You didn't know that's what it was. I don't.
No.
I think but not where
There's a different intensity.
There was more. It was more that I was self-aware. It was like I remember like I remember like certain things, like the smell of this would make me feel nostalgic about that, or live or be in a state of reverie when I would see or experience. And then I remember back to that, like walking down the street. I'm 11 years old and I'm doing this right now. And what is the purpose of life? That kind of thing.
Okay.
But I was never like that. I can remember absorbing.
Okay. So
I'm being honest. Like, I don't think that I had that then.
That's good then.
Yeah.
It's really good because you're still tuning in. You still have other, but not, and again, it's a small percentage of the population that truly are highly empathic.
Yeah.
Right. So I noticed when I was doing Reiki sessions, I think I told you, a lot of autoimmune stuff coming through.
Yeah.
And what I noticed
from other people.
Yeah. Not me. But other people that were coming, and I noticed a pattern. I think I told you I used to do it in Ohio, and I got this large influx of really sick people, like desperate people, because they had aired me on TV, like on the local news somewhere in like Youngstown.
Okay.
So, and I got this influx of really sick people, and what I noticed there was a pattern is the people that had the autoimmune. So, I'm talking fibromyalgia. What are the other ones?
Like rheumatoid, lupus, all of that stuff.
All of those.
Yeah.
Right? There was a pattern with their personalities, and they were really sensitive people who were harboring emotions, right? They could not let things go. So they were really anxious or worriers or angry or bitter.
Think of the irony in that.
Mm-hmm.
Your autoimmune, your immune system that fights off disease is in overdrive.
Oh, and it's attacking you.
So there's some symbology in that. Think about that.
Yeah. So
Like
keep it up.
scientifically, no, just what I just said. Like that's if you think about it, just like from a medical standpoint, and not even thinking about the energy, spiritual, empathic level of it, which is really what's the higher level of it. That's a metaphysical version of what's happening in the physical, corporeal realm. You're feeling this, experiencing this, but there's something deeper, much deeper at a more subtle energy level that's happening, and that's why your psychosomatic symptoms.
Yeah. So okay, I had one girl. She might have been 20 at the time, and she was suffering from fibromyalgia, I believe, and it was so bad that like she would ache, and she was young, right?
Yeah.
So to have that kind of symptoms happening to you already physically. So she would come for Reiki, and I told her, I said, here's the deal. I just want you to journal about your session with me. That's it. That you don't need to pay me, but we need to, let's just see. Let's make it let's do a little test. This was right after I had that influx of people. And I was like, something's going on here with this autoimmune. I want to see if this is similar. So sure as shit, she would have a Reiki session. Sometimes she would lay there and I'd have to wake her up 2 hours later because her body, her nervous system was so relaxed because it'd been working overtime. So that's what happens is that the nervous system cannot process one more fucking emotion. Yeah. And I feel empathic people, we're just like these big, just think of it as like a big car wash sponge, right? We are so porous. And it's like you can put me and Mark as that porous, wash scrubber thing. And then you've got like an orange over here. Some people, you can't penetrate into their being if you tried with a fucking hammer.
They have
right?
like a membrane that's just very, very, very,
it's not porous. It's not getting in, but there no lights coming in or out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what happens when you fortress yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna protect yourself. No shit's coming in. But nothing's coming out, and that we're like Care Bear starers, right?
Yeah.
You remember that? The Care Bear stare. But yeah, we're pouring ourselves out without even recognizing it because usually you've got the light is seeping out, and people are drawn
to that.
And they don't even know that they're drawn to you, and you don't even know you're doing that. It's a unconscious thing that's happening.
Yes.
But that's why people gravitate to you. That's why if people tell you, oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling you this, it's usually somebody that's empathic. Yeah. Because your energy is reading different.
I do get that a lot. Like, people will become tearful or they'll like almost like a therapy session. I get that a lot.
Okay. So that's another sign of like an empathic person. But I will say that the up down thing, like my ex-husband would be like, why can't you get out of bed? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And I would go catalog in my mind what happened. There was nothing in my life that was significantly going on that was wrong. I said, I got way more stress than I did when I was married right now. And I can get out of bed and I can still function. So I realized like something's off. What's happening? I'm getting zapped, whether it was from my own family, right? Or just people around. And so what I had to learn to do was to really learn to protect myself and be aware of who was draining me, how to kind of, shield myself from the general public. Because again, energy, you can't see it, but you can feel it. You can feel those drains.
That's why I hope and think that we should be moving more toward, integrative, regenerative. Like when it comes to medicine, we were all in this traditional indoctrination of like, take this medication, do this physical therapy. But there's a whole other aspect to it. I don't want to use the word spiritual, or there's an energetic side, like this whole fibromyalgia, right? There are a lot of professionals out there that will say, that's not a real thing. It's a diagnosis of exclusion. It's in their minds. But really,
it's in their cells.
Well, now I call her my guru. Her name's Bonnie Greenwell. I talked to you about her. She wrote the Kundalini Guide and things like that. She was what's called a transpersonal psychologist. And she had students, and we would get on these like sessions and talk about things. And she would have, meetings and that. And, right before she died, she didn't even tell us she was dying. She just gave this whole like 6-week session, and we didn't even know she was sick.
Wow.
But she talked about, how we have to move more toward this integrative, like maybe somebody is experiencing symptoms of what we would call schizophrenia. Maybe it's not that.
Right.
Maybe they're having an awakening
Yeah.
of some sort.
Right.
That's spiritual,
Right.
energetic, and they're not able to handle it. It's too
Right.
much for their system right now. And so they're exhibiting these weird symptoms, and it's like, put the straight jacket on, give them some lithium, and really that's not what they needed.
That was my mom.
Okay.
That is my
Yeah.
mom. No, they put her in straight jackets. They gave her lithium, and they actually, I don't know when, but I feel like in the 80s, they gave still that shock treatment.
Yeah.
They did. They tried to shock it out of her, and well, guess what? It's in the soul.
It's something's going on.
Yeah.
And the same thing with
It's
this
not always in the mind.
fibromyalgia and whatever. They're feeling this pain everywhere. It's generalized. You can't really diagnose it in a test. It's kind of like, but they're feeling it. They're experiencing it, and it's real for them. And they're pulling. They're holding the weight of something.
Yeah, I think I told you I had one Reiki lady who her husband passed away, right? And came through in this session. Was wild, but he said, because she was riddled with fibromyalgia, like it was so debilitated. And he said, it doesn't have to be this way. This is from her anger.
Yeah.
And it was the wild. I mean, that was one of the wildest stories that I'd have ever, but I had more of those. Not as, listen, not everybody comes through, thank God. I'm not a psychic, but every now and then, somebody wants to come through and, the stars align, it happens. But it was wild to see that happen because I didn't know him. I didn't know her. Yet he was tying everything together that I was noticing the patterns in people's physical versus where they were mentally, like people that stress, people that worry, people that are always in the future. That's more like
anxiety.
That's anxiety.
And in the past is depression, right?
Yeah, so it lives inside of the
Yeah,
body cells. And,
right.
and it was wild to see like people, they like do this.
Do all of that, yeah.
When I could tell, like, that's an energy leaving the body. People are like, why am I twitching? Like, that's energy leaving your body. So that's that.
Subtle energies are real.
It is real. Like it's like doing it wants out. As
Yeah.
it's moving through my hands,
Yeah.
but it's moving from somewhere else.
Yes.
Right. It's actually a wild thing when that happens. But
I just heard somebody say, we've been told that we are a spirit living within the body when really, if you think about it and you go into like the quantum mechanics of it all, because a lot of people want to hear the scientific side in order to like buy into it.
Right.
It's really that your body is living within the spirit. Your body's within the spirit. And that made more sense to me.
Yeah, like it's a car. Like this is the car of choice, right?
Yes. And you can remotely, and once you do what Mark was talking about earlier about like doing different, like not psychedelics to party, but like having like vision quests via these chemicals.
Yeah, spiritual experiences.
Yeah, you can sort of and this was the other thing we were detach yourself and sort of remotely control it and see it for what it is. It's like you're still able to control it, and there I am, but I'm outside of it now, and I'm feeling this whole and experiencing this omnipresence type thing.
Okay, so my friend, she has bad lupus, and she goes to get these treatments, Sparvocta or something. It's like some spray up the nose.
I don't know what that is.
You don't? Okay.
Is it
it's called Sparvo or something.
I don't know that.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's kind of like ketamine. But that's administered by a doctor.
Is it is it the microdosing of Suboxone?
Yes. I don't know what Suboxone is.
It's the thing it's the drug that gets people off of opiates.
No. It's not that. It's called Sparvardo or something like that. No.
I don't know what that is.
It's kind of like ketamine.
Okay.
So it's to help with depression. She has PTSD, all that kind of stuff. Right?
Okay.
So panic attacks.
Yeah.
And she says, they give me that, whatever, it's an IV. She goes, I can see myself outside my body. It's all clarity. So this new, I wouldn't say new, but it's not. it's new to be introduced to the
What
medical
in Western in the
world.
in the
West-
Western
West.
world, yeah.
But
Well,
they've
that's
been
very
using it
good
for
to yeah.
centuries, right?
Yeah,
I
oh,
mean,
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, some of this is sacred. They have rituals in these sacred groups, like shamans,
yeah,
ancient Aztecs, Mayans, and stuff. They did all of this stuff with, DMT and all of that.
absolutely. My oldest son, he believes like he knows everything about mushrooms. That I mean, fungi. I just lose it after like 2 minutes. I was like, okay, honey, can I be honest with you? I have no fucking idea what you're saying, nor do I care.
Don't give me the signs of it. Just let me experience
just
it.
Let me do it.
I just want to do it.
I just tell me I don't want to take too many. I don't really care.
Just don't let me die. Just let me
Yeah,
experience the good stuff.
right, yeah. And one time like he called me. He was, he's my one that likes to experiment, right? And I had this feeling he was out of high school, but he's like, Mom, he always gave me way too much information, right? I was like, oh, I love the fact that you tell me.
I like that.
Yeah, but one time he's like, Mom, can you buy me a ball hair trimmer? And I'm like, oh my God.
Nice. Wait, hold on. This is sidetrack. Pump the brakes. Is there such a thing that's specific to the balls?
Well, it's a hair trimmer. I mean,
For the balls?
Mark, they do make those, right?
Look at that face.
He's like,
a
yeah.
ball hair
Well,
trimmer.
I think it's just called manscaper. I'm not.
Razor marketed now.
Yeah, it's just all.
But is
some
it like-
marketing company came up with
But
it?
it's got to be like a little gentler and a little less likely to slice your nut.
Yeah, exactly.
Slice it open.
Anyway, so yeah, Jackie, I don't know how we got to that. Yeah, Dr.
Sidetrack.
We're on to something.
Dr. Quip knows.
We got this lovely, or you got this lovely text from someone that listens to us that knows you, right? And he's this very accomplished surgeon, right?
Critical care pulmonologist.
Yeah, sounds like
critical
a lot.
care.
Sounds like a lot. So a lot of good things. But he gave us this great feedback, right? But he was very honest about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are like unscripted. It's like you're just there talking about your life. It's not, there's nothing polished about it. But he's like, it's real.
Yeah.
Right? It's real.
And I
So-
think the world is starved for that, and we're going to be more starved for that with this whole AI thing coming up. I'm a little.
yeah, but listen, we have to embrace.
We
the
have to figure out
system.
how to use it.
We
Yeah.
have to lean in somehow, right? Because it's
Lean into Satan, Moloch.
No.
Lean into
Oh,
fucking
no.
Moloch.
No, I can't. No. Don't-
That's what we're saying about it. I don't know.
Don't scare me.
I'm kidding.
Don't scare me.
Am I? Go ahead.
Okay. No.
Joe Rogan, tell us what to do.
Yeah, Joe.
Get somebody on there and tell us.
I'm sure he.
Graham Hancock.
I love Graham Hancock, by the way.
Well,
Love-
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, there we go again. Yes. He does. He lives in this town now.
Randall
so-
Carlson, he's another one. I mean, they're really big on this stuff. So, let us know what to do about this AI stuff, Joe. He just had to talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna have to listen.
Let's
to
get
it.
on.
Yes,
I'm going
yeah.
off on a tangent.
Oh no, I like it. So anyway, back to the empathic life.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful ride. Like, you're able to read people's emotions.
Yeah.
You're able to weed through bullshit, which is, it's again a wonderful thing. I don't think I would trade it, but it's exhausting to know what people really think about you, and it gets confusing when people start to lie.
I have one little sidetrack on this,
Oh,
too.
that's all right. We sidetrack. This is a whole sidetrack.
Because you say things and I go, oh, what about that? So I have a friend who's a master hypnotherapist, extremely talented.
I need to go to this.
Helped
person.
Sydney with golf and everything. He's in Tennessee. Wonderfully talented, okay? His name's Steve Roehm, Roehm. Anybody who needs hypnotherapy, please contact him. He's incredible. When he,
Does he do it on via you have to be?
he'll do Zoom.
Okay. Got it.
But, one of the things I remember he said, and he was talking about it, he's like, this is a really, really powerful tool here. All of us are subjected to this every day, like in the media, for nefarious reasons.
Yeah.
You can use this tool to
what's the
help
tool?
people, like hypnotherapy,
Oh, okay.
to and basically teach people to hypnotize themselves
Okay.
subconsciously into a positive way of being, thinking, sleeping, in your everyday life.
It sounds like meditation, like where you're pulling yourself out of yourself so that Your ego
You
is taking
you
a
are
back seat.
yes, you are de-imprisoning yourself from
Yes.
all of this shit, right?
You're getting the wheel back to your own car.
But then you can be also empowered to do the opposite of that, where you're like maybe working for some agency and teaching NLP or Monarch, MK Ultra shit,
yeah.
and you're creating these slaves that are going to carry out these missions or whatever it is that's negative, that
Right.
you're using them as like drones. Yeah, I'm gonna hypnotize them through the media, like propaganda, whatever it is.
Right.
That's the opposite.
Correct.
I want to control these people.
Right.
Versus I'm gonna control this person to release control from the bad people so that they can now control themselves. Temporarily take a remote and make that
Oh my God.
deprogram.
Yeah, so
That's wonderful.
We want to do this.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, we want to deprogram any of that stuff, but I don't want MK Ultra after me. I think I'm safe, right? They usually go for the kids.
Is it even real?
I don't.
We didn't say
All
it
right.
was.
So there we go. So that is how we feel about being empaths. So we've got like
In theory.
yeah. Well, we have the selective empath over here, and then we've got the nosebleeds over here, and the general masses for Mark. But
Paper cuts.
no, it's very
go to for paper cuts. Go to Steph. If you're a deer with a broken leg and you're walking out in front of a car, come to me.
yeah. All right. Awesome. All right. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.